everyone, my name is Katie O'Shea and today I am going to be talking about Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. And I read this book as part of the Booksplosion read-along here on YouTube. And if you haven't heard of that, it's basically like book club for YouTube and BookTube. So some of my favorite booktubers like choose a different book every month. And this month's was Rebel Belle, and then everyone reads it, and there's a discussion group on Goodreads, and then a live show. And the live show for this is going to be on May 3rd, which is Saturday at 7 p.m. Not this Saturday, but a Saturday. And so if you haven't read the book yet, you still have time, and if you're watching this afterwards, you should read this book anyway, because this is an amazing book. And I love this book. I cannot even tell you how much I enjoyed it. I was kind of uncertain at first based on reading kind of the description, which is, you know, a bit different than I guess the book turned out to be. Or, I don't know, I just liked it a lot more than I thought I would based on reading the description. So I kind of, once I heard Jessie the reader and everyone else talking about it and just raving about it so much, I was like, okay, I have to pick up this book, see what this is all about. And it definitely did not disappoint. I heard Jessie the reader say that it was pitched as Buffy meets Veronica Mars, and at that point I was like, yes, I'm in. What is this book? And then I think at the very end in the acknowledgements, she says that she pitched it to her agent as like Legally Blonde meets the Terminator, so it's kind of that epic, you know, it's really an interesting book. And like Elizziebooks, I am really bad at doing blurbs, summaries, so you know what, you can read the little back description. I will link to it on Goodreads, and yeah, basically, I can't even start to describe this book. It was just crazy. It's kind of like, the little tagline is, a lady never starts a fight, but she'll finish it. And it's set in the South, and it's kind of about a girl who's the homecoming queen and kind of president of student government and into everything, kind of like the preppy girl, and which is why I'm wearing my like polo shirt and pearls today too to go along with the book. The main character is a bit shallow at the beginning, which was a little bit off-putting for me in chapter 1. Basically, her biggest problem was that she wasn't wearing lip gloss, and so it was kind of funny though, because that's how the first sentence goes. Let me find it. Looking back, none of this would have happened if I'd brought lip gloss to the night of the homecoming dance. So I was kind of like, okay, what is this book going to be about? We're talking about lip gloss in the first sentence. So I thought that it might be a bit immature, and that was kind of like how the voice started out, like high school shallow girl, but then just come chapter 2, it totally changed for me, and that's kind of when all the action really started, with her having to fight for her life already, which is not a spoiler because it's in chapter 2, hopefully. So yeah, it was just really interesting, and she had a really interesting character evolution throughout the book. So I think that she really grew and matured, so that was a really interesting thing to see. The other thing I liked about this book was that the characters were really great. The main character's relationship with David, who's this kind of hipster boy who's kind of picked on her throughout the time that they've known each other, was really funny, and just to see them evolve, and as they had to start working together for reasons in the book, they were just like, what are we supposed to do? We've hated each other for so long now, so that was kind of funny. And speaking of funny, the book was hilarious. I was laughing out loud at certain parts, and it was just, it definitely had, I think it's pitched as like the Veronica Mars and Buffy for some of the wit, and I think that that really shows through. It was a really light-hearted, funny book, and there were definitely laughable out loud moments, so I loved that. It's always great when a book can make you actually laugh out loud, so that was really good. And then the other thing I liked was that the book was just so action-packed. The chapters were really tight, and I thought that that was just, from a writing perspective, really great. So each chapter didn't feel longer than necessary at all. They were kind of shorter, it seemed, and sorry, I dropped a notebook. And yeah, it was just, so there's a lot happening in each chapter, and then just the story was very tight. No extra stuff, no fluff of like, oh, here's this description over here that you don't really need to know. But there was plenty of descriptions that were really great. That was another thing I liked. She had it set in the South, obviously she's like a little Southern belle, but that was like really well described, and it just made the scenery kind of come to life. So overall, it was just a really great book, and there were so many twists. I can't even tell you. I'm not going to give anything away, but I definitely did not see a lot of it coming, especially at the end. It just got so twisty. It was crazy. And I didn't realize when I started reading this that it was a series, but I'm really glad that it is now, because now I get to read another book in this series and keep going with the characters. So I know some people may find that a little bit off-putting, because it would have been nice to have a standalone and just like have everything finish up, but it kind of finished in a good place. I mean, I really want to read the second one now. I'm like, give me the second book, please. But, you know, a series is always good, because then you get to just read more and more. So yeah, I highly recommend this book. It was seriously one of my favorites that I've read this year, and probably in a long time. It was just one that I really could not put down. I was like, one more chapter, and then when I wasn't reading it, I was like, oh, I need to go read that book. What can I like get out of doing to go read that book? So it was really great, and I highly recommend it. So definitely check out the live show if you're watching this before it, and if not, definitely still read this book, because it's really great. So let me know what you thought about this book if you've read it in the comments below, because I would love for this to be a little discussion. And if you haven't read it, let me know if you're going to, or if you have any questions about it. I can definitely talk for ages about this one. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this. And other than that, I'll have links to all the info down below so that you can check out the live show and the Goodreads description, since I am a bad book describer. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!